Long time no see, everybody. What's going on? So what have we got here today? So Donald Trump Jr.'s vetting, or is this the beginning of the presidential campaign? All right, let's get into all that. All right, folks. So Donald Trump Jr., the son of the president, Donald Trump, got married to Bettina Anderson. I hope I'm saying the name correctly. Okay, so what is all this about? Why now? Folks, answer sounds hard, but it's actually really easy. He is most likely getting ready for a presidential run. That means Donald Trump Jr. is most likely running for president in 2028. Okay, so why get married? Simple, folks. Thinking this way, right? The conservatives, the Republicans, really want to see a guy, a man who is married. They're not really looking for a guy who's going to show up with his girlfriend and say, hey, I'm running for president. That's Megan. That's my girlfriend. Oh, by the way, that's Shannon. That's my girlfriend. No, the conservative folks, particularly in the Bible Belt, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, right, folks? They're conservatives, right? They're not really looking for a guy who's not married or, well, divorced or anything like that. They're looking for somebody who's married. Okay, so that is making him ready to run for president. Okay, so let's look at the point number 2 over here, right? Okay, so Donald Trump Jr., the name is fairly simple, right, folks? Okay, so taking the junior off, he's got the name already because of his dad. So nothing much has to be done here, right? This just has the name Junior at the end, makes it much, much easier for him. His vetting, of course, comes at a good point where, like I said, he's getting ready for that presidential campaign. I know he has kids from his previous marriage. I'm not sure how many kids he has. That makes him look good too. Okay, well, why? Okay, well, like I said again, folks, the Republican Party, the conservatives, like this whole idea, wife, husband, wife, and kids. His campaign, it involves his kids. That will make him look really good, all right, folks, for the Republicans, okay? Because they see those kids running around or being with him on the campaign while he's campaigning. If he decides to run for president, it's gonna make him look good. 2, his wife will make him look good, okay? So, well, what does that mean? Okay, makes him look like he's stable, looks like that he's married, he's settled down. Now he's ready to become the president of the United States of America. Okay, so historically, if you see, every president has been married. I think one might have been a widow. I'm not too sure. I'm not a professional in history, but generally that's the rule, folks. All right, so you're married. Is that real? Not real? It's hard to say. Okay, sometimes people say, hey, people just get married to look good. Okay, I don't know about that. Okay, maybe yes, maybe no. So kind of a really, really tricky topic. Okay, so that's good news for him, and of course for him to run for president, the marriage, and of course his kids from his previous marriage, okay, will make his campaign look really good, particularly with the Republican Party and the conservatives. By the way, the Democrats don't care. Okay, what does that mean? The Democrats generally don't care on topics like that, folks. The whole idea of family, kids, is not really important for the Democrats. You could be a Democrat running for president, governor, whatever it is, and you're not married, or maybe you have a girlfriend, or you have a boyfriend, or whatever it is, it's completely fine. They don't really care because that's not the base, the core of the Democratic Party. They're not really focusing on that. For the Republican Party, that's really important. God, family, the American flag, okay, being patriotic. You folks know that, right? Nothing much to discuss here. Doesn't want to sound like a history class, right? And I'm sure if you had a history teacher when you were in high school, he or she probably went over this stuff, okay? So that gets him ready for that, okay? So like I said, the name, marriage, kids, all these are helping him, okay? Why now? Why not? It's 2026. It looks far away, folks. It's not far away, folks. Getting the platform ready, putting your tracks ready for the presidential campaign, calling donors, whatever it is, social media, all that stuff begins. So kind of in a smart way, he might be doing this before the midterm elections, right? Because midterm is in 2026 this year. So he's getting his name recognition out there. He already got the name recognition, by the way, right? Everybody knows his father is the president. So there's nothing much to do here. It doesn't really have to go out there, campaign, and bring his name out there. Why? Because he already has the name, like I said, Donald Trump Jr. Makes it much easier for him, okay? Let's quickly look at the competition for him, possibly in the primary, all right? Okay, unless it's gonna be an open primary, generally it doesn't happen, but hey man, you never know. If they can tell people to get away, or Donald Trump, the president, sitting president, tells people to get out of the race, it's possible. What we saw in Texas, what happened in the Senate primary, right? Okay, this shows how powerful Donald Trump is and how powerful his endorsements are. See the upset, what happened in the Texas U.S. Senate primary. Okay, everybody knows what exactly happened. Nothing much to discuss here. So he can ask people to clear the way for his son, Donald Trump Jr. Okay, and that would make his life much easier. Well, not easier. He already will have majority of the endorsements from the states, right? From the state party leaders and other leaders. But then again, he could face a challenge in the primary. One person, of course, would come to everybody's mind would be the sitting vice president, J.D. Vance, right? Okay, senator from Ohio, former senator, from Ohio. So that could be a possible primary, challenge for Donald Trump Jr. Another person who would probably come to everybody's mind is Marco Rubio, former senator, U.S. senator from Florida. Again, these two guys could give Donald Trump Jr. a difficult time, depending upon how the situation looks in 2028. Okay, so these two other guys, like I said, J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio, could possibly run against him, and that would mean a lot of money, time, attention, parties being split upon different issues like we discussed again. Or hey, guess what? There might not even be a primary challenge. They might just say, okay, skip on it, or make the room for Donald Trump Jr. He's the president's son, and it's possible. They might offer somebody like Marco Rubio or maybe J.D. Vance again to come on the vice president's ticket. Okay, it's kind of funny for J.D. Vance. So he'll come back again to be the vice president. Hey, that's what he wants to do. Or like I said, Marco Rubio to be on the ticket with Donald Trump Jr. Because that would clear off the primary and make it easier. Exactly what happened during 2008 election, if you all remember, when Barack Obama ran, Joe Biden ran against him in 2008, and then Joe Biden ended up becoming Barack Obama's running mate in 2008, and they won, and Barack Obama and Joe Biden became the vice president. They won the election easily. So yes, that's an option also, where J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio would just come on his ticket as the vice president, and this would make it much easier and open for him to be the president. Another factor easy for him would be fundraising for Donald Trump Jr. He's already did, like I said, his father is the president. Fairly simple to go out there and ask for money. You're calling, or you're hiring somebody, or asking for contributions, or saying, hey sir, ma'am, can you do a fundraiser for me at this event? Fairly simple. Why? Name is already there. His dad is the sitting president right now as we speak. Donald Trump makes it much easier for him. Folks, let me know if this Donald Trump Jr.'s wedding has helped, or will it help him to run for president. Folks, if you like what you see, please press the subscribe button. Thank you.